But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you.
Which is the first commandment of all?
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might, and with all thy strength. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Master, thou hast said the truth. There is one God, and none other but He. And to love Him with all the heart, and with all the understanding, and with all the soul, and with all the strength, and to love his neighbor as himself, is more than all the whole burnt offerings and sacrifices.
Thou art not far from the kingdom of God.
What's up, man?
Are you a TikToker?
Yeah, I'm on here doing freestyle raps for people. Could I do a freestyle for you?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, dope. I need your help because I'm gonna improvise.
Okay.
Can you give me like a song topic?
Okay, a grizzly bear drinking milk.
A grizzly bear drinking milk.
Yes.
Oh my god, dude, I love it. Oh wow, you got a grizzly bear on your mug right there?
Yeah, it's milk.
You drinking milk out of there?
Yes.
Oh wow, so this makes so much sense. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm always ready.
Let's go. Yeah, 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 okay, yeah, come on, yeah. Any forest, I get busy there. I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear. I said my fur, it be smoother than silk. I'm just out here drinking milk. I said, any forest, I'll get busy there. I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear. Hey, yo, my fur, it be smoother than silk. I'm just out here drinking milk, yeah, I'm a grizzly, it's mad facts, us bears, we got a bad rap, yeah, people aren't really aware, when they see us while they hiking, yo, they get scared, they like, no, that's that dude, that grizzly that's really gonna steal our food, damn, hey, yo, his size is godly, he might even catch us and eat our bodies, yeah, people think that I'ma eat them raw, people scared of my teeth, scared of my claws, people scared cause my size is giant, and they know in a fight that I'm certain to triumph. But here's the thing, I don't like people. I'm not a bad guy, I'm not evil. Nah, that's not the way I'm built. I ain't gonna eat you, I just want your milk. I said, any forest, I'll get busy there. I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear. I said my fur would be smoother than silk. I'm just out here drinking milk. I said, any forest, I'll get busy there. Hey, I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear, yeah. And my fur would be smoother than silk. Hey, I'm just out here drinking milk. Yeah, real big how I been built. I'm not really a fan of the skim milk. I do invent loving to drink the 2%. Yeah, and y'all know I don't make people feel the wrath. I want the half and half, yeah. Yo, look in my eyes, they so dreamy. Pour me a glass of milk that's mad creamy. All the milk, you know it shook me. But hey, I think I'll need some cookies. Yeah, that's gonna make sure my mood don't get low. When I got the cookies, I can dip those. Yeah, if I got the milk, it's a miracle. Yeah, I might need a bowl of cereal. Oh shit, man, he even had the prop. Y'all know we drinking non-stop. I said, any forest, I'll get busy there. Hey, I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear, yeah. And my fur would be smoother than silk. Hey, so I'm just out here drinking milk. I said, any forest, I'll get busy there, yeah. I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear, hey. And my fur would be smoother than silk. Come on, I'm just out here drinking milk. Yeah, I'm about to make you aware. If you got milk, better pour a glass for the bears. Yeah, I'm out here getting busy. Pour me a glass of milk for this grizzly. Yeah, I'ma make you wet, hey. Go and pour a glass of milk for the fans, hey. Y'all know the milk got me amped, and if you don't pour me a cup, I'll terrorize your camp. Let's go. You
Sure they got Wale.
What's up,
Whoa,
y'all?
hold on.
Is that Linus Tech?
You do something. What you be doing?
I'm on here freestyling for people, man. Can I do a freestyle for you guys?
That's that dude. That's that TikToker.
Oh, damn. Yo, can I do a freestyle for you guys?
Give us one. Wait, turn up.
Hold on. We gotta give him words. We gotta give him words.
Give me the most creative, challenging words you can think of.
Ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous.
Okay.
Yeah,
Pedestrians. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Another big one.
Another big
Chronicle.
one. Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan. All right.
Okay. Revolutionary.
Ambidextrous, chronicle, Afghanistan, and revolutionary. Those are the words? Y'all ready?
Yep.
All right, let's go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Other artists really need to get their flex up. When it come to freestyles, yo, I'm next up. I be shining kinda like my man's necklace. Use both sides of my brain, I'm ambidextrous. I'm the freshest type. They can feel the vibes from left to right. Y'all know that I'm the dopest on jams. Ambidextrous, cause I can use both of my hands. Then again, it don't matter if I'm right or left-handed, cause I never write it. I hope you understand it. I provide it right off the tip of the brain. And when I'm spitting for my people, all my shit is insane. I make it happen. I'ma kick a rap verse. Shout to my homie with the necklace and the black shirt. Filming on the phone, gotta get it on your camera. They got questions, Harry is the answer. Yeah, I'm about to make it known. When I rhyme, I be entering the crazy zone. Thank you for the words, y'all came up with the good stuff. Shout the homie chilling in the middle with his hood up. I go beyond your flow, going places other rappers wanna go. Do it by myself, no sponsor, bro. I'm delivering the rap chronicles. Your level up, I go beyond it. Matter of fact, I'm about to get you lifted like the chronic. Can't nobody else rock this way. High like the chronic, that's where the Dr. Dre. H-Mac, I'ma put it down. Every time I'm rhyming, they be loving my sound. Can't nobody really do it like me. Winning in my psyche. Shout my homie who be rocking Nike on the zip up. I get props whenever I be spitting. They gon' see me on TikTok for hip hop. I'ma put it down for all of y'all. I be cold shivery. This here is the chronicle delivery. Delivering the magazine and the periodical. I got the hottest flow, you know I brought it, bro. I ain't never slipping. Yeah, y'all just be assisting. I'm Michael Jordan. These rappers like Pippen. Think they on my level, homie. They be tripping. I grip the mic and then I'm about to slam the jam from LA to Afghanistan. I'm about to break it down till I find my peace. They put my music in the Middle East, yeah. All my lyrics are gigantic, I'm about to make them panic. They can feel my shit across the whole planet, yeah. Lyrics is what I'm about to push. He was like, yo, he's rapping right now. He said, shush, please be quiet, he's really getting down. I'ma blow your mind with the rhymes that's profound. I be doing me, and y'all know they never doing Harry. When it come to lyrics, all my flows are revolutionary. What I mean to say is when I'm spitting off the brain, I be revolutionary, go against the grain. I'm about to make a change the whole earth. I'm about to blow your mind with the freestyle verse. The beat style, but I wasn't ready to end. H-Mac be the freestyle internet trend. Let's go.
Yo.
Let's go. Hey, all right, Mike. Always, let's go. Off the top of the brain, let's go. Off the top of the dome, let's go. Yo, Derek, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. I was just
I
waiting
didn't
for
even
your. What's it? Oh yeah, no, I
I
was
didn't
leaning
even
back.
see you there. I thought you were back in the other room or something like that.
No, sorry. I have like my TV over here, and I was just looking
Okay.
at that while the other thing you were playing was playing.
Got you. I didn't see you.
Oh yeah, I was
Good to see
slightly
you,
out of view.
Good. Yeah. I just thought you were in a different room. I honestly thought you just left the chair for a bit and you come back.
Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, okay.
It was camouflaging himself. See how good it worked.
Yeah, you don't see me anymore.
Nah, it worked well, man. It worked well. Fantastic. Well, live guys, let's say hello to everybody who's in. I know, chat goes fair way up. Babe, good to see you. Mr. Super was in. Skeptic's in. Good to see you guys. Baza, bless bro. Frank Noble, good to see you. Deborah Clark, bless your sister. Frank. Roger, good to see you. Roger spam. Roger spam. Who else? Sandra, good to see you, bro. Erin, bless your sister, good to see you. KK Westbury, good to see you, sister. I think that'll be it. That's it. So we're on the second part. On the second part of that testimony of the ex-medium. So we got 27 minutes in. We've got about half an hour to go. It's already 20 to 1 in the morning for me. We've got 2 episodes of The Chosen to watch and Carlito's Way on Rumble. So instead of me talking a lot through this, I'm just going to pretty much play it. I'll play it. I dare say I'll have a few things to say, but I'm going to try not to talk like I was earlier because we've got just over half of it left. So yes, and I'm already an hour late because obviously in Flat says it went on a bit longer than normal, which I kind of knew was going to happen because of that debate. But yeah, so I'll get it up, and we'll get going from there. So I'll try not to talk as much, but obviously I'm going to say something.
And is this part 2 to what you played earlier?
Yes.
Okay, because I had to miss the whole other one.
Yeah, what you missed part 1.
Yeah, all of it.
Well, basically, she's just getting into the meat of her story now. To be honest,
Okay.
she hasn't even. She said about coming to the Lord, but she's just in a vague way, though. So I think she's just getting into the meat of her story now. She's just gone through her childhood, and now she's just getting to the meat of. She's got to tell us about talking to the dead, and that. I think, hopefully, by the sounds of it, but.
Okay, well, I'll probably sit this one out for a while. I mean, I'll probably tune back in like at the end of your stream on YouTube. Yeah. Okay, so I'll do something like that.
Okay, no problems, Okay. But yeah, we'll still be going over to Rumble now for the movies and that, obviously.
Right.
Right. Cool. All right, okay. Dude. Bless you, man. So I'm just gonna get it straight up. And we'll get on with it. Obviously, like I say, I'm bound to say something, but I'll try and get it done because I'm already on 20 to 1, quarter to 1 in the morning, and that's like there's 4 hours worth of stuff there to watch. It's like in an hour and here it's 5 hours, and that 5 hours is usually about 7 hours, by the time we finish talking and stuff like that. Anyway, let's do it. And the link is in there if anybody wants to come in. But it's good to see you all. Thanks for turning up. And I don't need to put in the link now for Rumble, but just in case you want to go Rumble side, here's the link for Rumble. It's playing on Rumble right now. We're live on Rumble as we speak, same as we're live on here. So let's get to it. Right. Okay. 4Jack's left me a link in yesterday's stream. Was it yesterday's stream comment section? And it's about somebody's interviewing someone, and it's about does prayer work. It's about 40 minutes long. I haven't watched it yet, but he liked it, so he said he'd pass it on to me to watch. So I've got the link, and I think we should do that for a stream next week because it's not often I just do streams on just prayer. Never even thought about that. Just prayer. Like before, I've done loads of topics and that, but never just on prayer. So it's an interview, somebody interviewing someone about and does prayer work. So we'll do that next week sometime for one of the topics. But yeah, let's just get on with it. Right. Oh, not image file page. Wrong file. Video file. Thank you. Right. What's that one? There we go.
And they were like freaking.
All right, so we're about 27 minutes in on the dot. Right, here we go.
That are still alive.
You had good intentions. You didn't understand that back then. So my question is, at that time, apart from thinking that this was a gift from God, why did you want to be a medium? What was the goal in doing that?
Essentially what you just said, I believe that I have like a kind heart, and my goal was to genuinely help people, and that's what I thought I was doing. I didn't believe at the time that I wasn't talking to their relatives. I thought that it would help bring people peace. I talked to a lot of people who lost their children, and it was sort of like a counseling session for them in a lot of.
Who are you talking about to sort of, babe? Who are you talking about to sort of, babe? Somebody in here? Let me know. I can't see anybody in here that needs to sort of. Okay. Let me know, babe. What? He's not in here, is he? He can't be in here. He's banned from here. Sig's banned from here. Oh, okay.
Ways. I have a counseling background, and I have, in my opinion, a comforting presence, comforting voice, and I was just someone that they could talk to their about their loved ones too. And a lot of the sessions that I had, half of it was mostly talking about.
See, I couldn't understand it as well, and like people wanting to go to a medium to feel comforted by their passed away loved ones or passed away friends, thinking that they're still about it. It must be comfortable to think they're still about watching over them. So I can understand why people do it, and I can understand why people think it's I need to go to a medium. But if they are hearing from the dead, then I'm sorry, but they're hearing from a demon, or they're talking to themselves, or they're ill.
Memories they had with their loved ones, and they really wanted to connect with that. And I understood that, and I had a lot
Well, if he comes in and Sig W, you know what to do.
of respect for what they were going through. And I tried to just be as available to their needs in that way. And I really did think that I was helping them.
Can you explain what medium?
And that's it. And that's it. She probably didn't think she was doing any harm. A lot of these people that do know it, but I mean, a lot of people that think they've got this gift in, of course, they've got to think they're doing it for the good of someone. They're thinking they're putting someone in contact with their family. So, of course, they're going to think they're doing good. But the other people, they're just blatant with it. And they know it's demons, other people. This lady, obviously, I don't think so.
Mediumship looks like and how it works, because from most people that are like me that don't see or feel anything in the spirit, it's kind of hard to conceptualize. So can you explain what it looked like for you and how it worked when you would do these sessions with people?
When you space out, like when you close your eyes and picture an apple, I would get that vision while I'm awake.
Well, that's the thing, though. It does give some people comfort, Frank, but it's false, isn't it? I mean, what's good at comfort if it's a false comfort, Hey, Roger, how you doing, man?
Good. How about you?
Yeah.
I became a Big Bang today, so.
You became a Big Bang.
That's what the diagram is, the Big Bang, right there.
Yeah, I can see that. If you became a Big Bang, you're a big dum-dum. You know what I mean? Yes, Big Bang. It must have been a very big bang. It must have been a huge bang that banged you in the head, if you believe that.
Yeah. I was just thinking about how Duffy's going to have to prove all of that to make his new model work somehow.
Well, he won't. He'll just keep getting tips and all that from Mick2 and MWF and all that shit. He's just a liar. I'm sick of him.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got to get on.
Have Ruhifit in the background working for you, dude? That's nice, dude. Yeah.
Of course it is. But I've got to get on because I'm already an hour late.
Sorry.
So yeah.
Sorry to divert.
No, it's all good. I am going to talk through this, but obviously I'm not going to talk as much as I usually do.
Just going to
because I want to get to the movie side, because I've been all right if I'd started normal time. I knew we was going to be a bit later tonight anyway. Kind of knew that. So when's your stream, Matt? Not until like over 24 hours away.
Yeah, I'm going tomorrow night.
Got ya.
Or tomorrow morning for you.
Well, yeah.
And it would connect to the person.
Are you working? Are you off work? You're good.
Am I working?
Are you working? Yeah, you're off work. You're not working tonight.
Yeah, I'm off tonight.
Cool. Yeah,
I won't start again till next Monday.
So you're all free. Got you. Cool.
Person that was in front of me. So I would tell them, for example, I see right now I see a cross necklace. And then
again, Roger, if you want to say something, just tell me to go.
Gotcha.
The client would show me a necklace that they were wearing like under their shirt, and it would be like a cross necklace. So these things, just so you know, really are real, that they are connecting, but you're connecting with the bad part of the spiritual realm.
Yes, definitely. I would agree with that. Yeah, it does work, but it's not to your loved ones or friends or things like that. You are connecting to a spiritual realm, but just not the good spiritual realm, because that's not what God does. You know, if you're connecting to a spiritual realm, you know what I mean, in that way, thinking it's loved ones and stuff like that, then it is a demonic thing.
I agree.
You know, in the Bible, it does say it's one.
I am glad you agree, because I wouldn't like to think you're a sixth center and Dr. Ghost.
Well, I see dead people. Yeah.
You don't. Well, when they're lying in front of you dead, usually, or just after you shot them or whatever.
Yeah.
I've seen you with your cowboy rifle, dude. I've seen you singing a song on your horse.
The only rifle I have now is a 22 long rifle. So
yeah, man.
I got a 45. That's something else.
Nice.
You against psychics and stuff, because
I
it
got
is a very
fire,
real
man.
thing, and you are opening portal to a different world.
Damn it.
And for me, I was connecting. I could feel the person's presence with me, so I could feel whether or not it was a male or a female that was coming through to connect with me. Sometimes a child or an adult. Some were very difficult to connect to, while others were very communicative. So it would take me a few minutes. I would use different tools like cards, writing.
What prize did what did Roger win today? What did he say? Did he say the first Mandela today? Did he? What is it? What did he say? I'm wondering, because Bazza says, "Congrats, Roger won the first award today." It's usually when Bazza goes on about, it's usually a Mandela. Oh, but it's not this time. Made it all the way from 5:30 till 8 p.m. now without hitting one. Good job, Roger. Aye, so what Mandela? I knew it. I know when Baz goes on. I know when Baz says something like that, he's on about Mandela. Which one? I can't remember what he said. What did you say, Roger?
I don't know.
Right.
I've said a lot of stuff, man. I don't know.
Tonight, no, but Josh, you've obviously just said it. I can't remember what he said now. He's got to tell us. He'll tell us.
Oh, Sixth Sense. Sixth Sense. The movie.
Oh, it was me that said six. It was me that said Sixth Sense.
Yeah, but I said I see dead people.
You said I see dead people. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Well. In Scary Movie, that's the Mandela effect. I remember when it should be I see white people. You know, it really should. In that Scary Movie, it should be white people. I know it was, and that's a big one for me. That's a big one, because it makes no sense to say I see dead people. What's parody about saying the same thing? You know what I mean? In the same way. And in the context of it was about white people. You know what I mean? It was definitely white people. I don't care what anybody says on that one. That is a big anchor one for me.
One thing right quick. Don't be a menace to South Central LA.
Don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
Yeah.
We watched that the other week. Well, the other week was a couple of months ago now, wasn't it? Yeah. Right, let's go on.
Even
the man.
Glass balls. You know?
Oh, really?
Any tool, yeah. I would use anything that was available to me that would put me in a trance or in a daze. And I could easily get into those because God, for whatever reason, right, developed my brain that way. And I can get into trances very easily, into like a meditative state, let's call it. You know, when you're sleeping or when you're very relaxed, your mind just thinks. And for a lot of people, they can see. And so I would have a memory from like my childhood, and I would say, I think this happened to that person also. So I would bring up that memory and say, hey, they're telling me this situation. Did this happen to you? And the client will say, yes, that did happen to me. So that's how it works for me.
One thing I got to ask
I'm not positive on how other people.
Go on.
Why is she in her bathroom?
I've already said this. I said that earlier on today. I said it earlier on today. I said, it looks like and sounds like she's in a bathroom. Yeah, when we watched the first half, I said to people, I says, this kind of decor and the sound, the echoey sound, it sounds like she's in a bathroom of some sort. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if the rest of the rooms were being used in the house. I don't know why. But I did say that earlier on. We did see
That's
that.
funny. She's in a Walmart bathroom. They look just like that, dude.
Maybe she's in Walmart. Maybe she's in Walmart.
Holy crap. Sorry, I had to let it
receive
No,
messages
cool.
or how they work. That's just me personally. But I know that I had lots of customers. I was getting really popular and people were telling me that I was very good. And it's one thing, it's sad to say, but I genuinely feel like it's one of the only things that I was really, really good at. And so I thought I was blessed. I thought that this was my path. This is a great thing that I was doing for people. And
well, at least you found a different path now, and the true path. Hopefully, I haven't heard you talk much about Christ yet, so hopefully.
it was
Doesn't
making
she
me a little
remind
bit
you of Elizabeth a little bit?
A little bit.
of money on the side,
She's not
and
good at anything.
I wasn't charging too much or being, I would offer free sometimes to people that really needed it. So yeah, I thought I was helping.
That's very interesting. It's difficult.
Yeah, it could be a pool room. It could be a kitchen. Yeah, I said something like that earlier. I said it's got to be some room that uses tiles of some sort or tile-like kind of wall-based stuff. So yeah, I did say that either. I didn't say it was definitely the bathroom. I did say it's a room that would use water anyway.
To kind of picture, but I think you put it in a pretty simple way, like closing your eyes and getting an image. My question is, would you ever get things wrong about people?
In the donut.
Did she say she does some of her things for free too, even though she charges?
Good to see you, Chilster. Hi.
Now you
Yes,
get where I'm
some
making a
people
reference,
were
right?
difficult to
Yeah, of course.
read. They were more standoffish. Maybe they were Christian and they prayed to protect themselves from something like myself, because sometimes people came to me, they didn't want to come. Their friends forced them to. Those people were very difficult to read because I think they just didn't want to be read. So the flow of information was very blocked off.
So I had some posh rich people's house where she to be decorated but didn't know how, and that's actually the den. She had to go herself. A hands-on posh girl.
So yeah, sometimes it was difficult to read readings, but I think it was my nervousness possibly as well, because if someone was standoffish with me, I would reflect that and I would get nervous.
Okay. So it has a lot to do with the person that you're talking to, with your state of mind. Interesting to try to kind of piece this puzzle together. But I know that you were communicating with spirits because I understand how mediumship works. You mentioned it. Not everyone believes in that. A lot of people think that it's all hoaxes, that you're just making up stuff, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
No, there's definitely people out there that pretend or they do cold readings, hot readings, that kind of stuff. They're not clairvoyant or anything at all. You know what I mean? But there is then the others that do have some kind of contact with the supernatural, but it's not necessarily their isn't the loved ones or whatever. You know what I mean? Could be the demonic side. But there is definitely people can do it and they think they're doing good, without a doubt. I completely believe it. She was doing it for the good.
Yeah, like good-hearted, you might say.
Absolutely. I mean, she doesn't seem like a nasty woman to me. I mean, that's just fresh. You know what I mean? I don't know her. Obviously, she could be a horror. But, I mean, just by being stereotypical, you know what I mean? Judging a book by its cover, so to speak.
But I personally know that that's not the case. But can you explain some of the experiences that you had that kind of convince you that no, it's actually these spirits? Were there times that you communicated with
it's bushy, is Bonnie.
spirits that
no, it's Bonnie, it's Mickey, though.
you could see more clearly than just an image in your eye? Do you remember some of these?
Okay, so one time I had a vision the night before a session, and the vision told me to leave the demon outside of my house. It showed me a picture of my downstairs, and that there was a door and there was a demon behind the door, and told me not to let the demon inside my house. The next day, I just kind of forgot about it for some reason. So I went downstairs when my client came. I only was supposed to have one client, but two ladies showed up. So I stood there at the door thinking, I opened the door, let the two ladies come inside of the house. Now, I told the lady, would you like to come up for the session? And the other lady seemed very eager and very interested also. And I said, are you bringing your friend? And the lady said, oh, I guess she can come upstairs too. So I thought, okay. And her friend jumped in and said, can I have a session also at the same time? And I said, yeah, sure. Like, no problem. So they came upstairs, and I often did friends, and I often did people bouncing back to and from. So I focused on the lady, but her friend, there was a lot of energy with her. So I focused on her, and her mom came through, and her mom was there, and I was talking to her, and her mom used to call her princess. So I said, this lady's here, and she's calling her princess. And she got very emotional and said, yeah, that's my mom. That's my mom. And she was listening. And at one point, I just continued talking about her mom, and she put her hands, like she leaned over and put her hands in her head. And I thought, me and her friend thought it was kind of weird. Like she was just kind of intense, and she placed her hands in her head and just leaned forward. And then I continued to talk about her mom, but I started talking about something else. Maybe I switched over to her friend or just started discussing. She immediately lifted her head. Her eyes were jet black, fully black. And in this deep, dark, creepy voice, she said, keep talking about my mother. It was not her voice. It was like a man's voice. This was a little old lady. She was maybe 50 or 60 years old. And her voice got so deep, and she stared right.
I wonder if it's the same with the lady, the same that she used to see when she was younger. She used to see this pointy teeth thing when she got sleep paralysis. So I wonder if it's the same demon or whatever.
One question for you though is, why is she wearing an old wedding dress? That's what I want to know.
Don't know.
It looks like one, don't it? Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, a little thick to be a wedding dress, though.
Yeah.
A little thick. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right into my eyes. This black, deep.
Maybe she just got married in the bathroom.
Oh, it could be.
So maybe she just got married in the bathroom just this minute. Yeah.
But at least she found Christ first, though, right?
Well, absolutely, definitely.
And I got really scared because I knew right away, although I was doing all this mediumship, all this, what I thought was good, I knew what demons were. I still knew Jesus Christ. I was just rejecting everything about him.
Yeah. That was
so right then and there.
I mean, I came into Christianity when I was about 18. Never had a problem believing God before that. Never had done anything about it. But dabbled with it when I was 19. And started to know that it was definitely God about, definitely Jesus God and stuff like that. Going to church here and there. Still gouging out and on drugs and stuff. So, yeah, I'm still living a life of sin, but believing completely in Christ. So, yeah, you can still do that and not be saved.
Well, Christ found the worst of the worst when he was alive, right? Here.
Right, bro. Right, bro. That's what he did. I mean, come on. Yeah. People hate tax collectors. There was a lowest of the low.
Yeah. Scum.
Tax collector along with him. A poor fisherman, you know what I mean? That kind of things.
Yeah. And a whore. Yeah. Mary Magdalene.
That's right.
I knew I was talking to a demon, like a real, genuine, possessed demon person. And I thought to myself in that moment, what do? I thought, even though I'm a medium, I'm not qualified to remove a demon. I felt like if I tried or something, that maybe she would attack me. I felt that energy. I felt that hatred, this evil hatred. And I also thought I had a rosary behind me in my room. And I thought,
I know, Baz, I've already been through it. I said that in the scary movie, it was I See White People, and it definitely was, because that's an anchor one for me. The joke makes it to do a parody of Sixth Sense and use the same joke, exact same lines, when the context was about white people and that. It's stupid to do it, to make a parody and use the same words just like that. It was definitely I See White People. I definitely, because I remember before knowing about the Mandela effect, I remember seeing the movie again and it said I see dead people, and I was like, no, it didn't say that before. They must have changed it. And then a few years later, I find out about the Mandela effect. So I remember it. I remember it before even the Mandela effect was a thing to me. So it's a big one for me, that one. Definitely. Tommy Rogers, good to see you, bro. Good to see you. So yeah, no, I'd already been through it, Baz. Don't worry. Yeah. Oh yeah, Sixth Sense is I See Dead People. But in Scary Movie, where he says I see dead people, he used to say I see white people. Yeah, no, we're not talking about the movie Sixth Sense. It does say I see dead people in the in Sixth Sense, yes. It's in Scary Movie we're talking about, when one of the Wayans brothers say it. All right, babe. Love you too.
I'm going to grab that and show it to her. But I still thought to myself, if I do this, she's going to attack me. I thought to myself, should I pray? Like, I was thinking in my head, what should I do? And in that moment, she got up really straight and just ran out of the room. And me and her friend were like really shocked, just confused. She went into the bathroom across the hall from where we were and just started bawling her eyes out, like crying so much. And I just felt so bad. Like I felt scared for her because I knew it was a demon, but it was really difficult for me to tell somebody you have a demon, or to tell her friend that she has a demon. Like I didn't know how to approach the situation. I'm pretty sure what I remember is that I recommended her go to like a priest or a pastor, someone that could talk to her more. So I was like, I think she needs more help than I can offer her. Right. And her friend like apologized. She's like, I'm sorry. I didn't know. They ended up leaving the house. And I had that same vision of keep the demon outside, and I didn't. And later that day, I received an email from her friend. And she said, look, my friend ended up in the psychiatric unit. So she was really, really struggling. So that was the scariest thing that I've ever experienced in a reading before.
Do you know, I pictured her standing up, but she's actually sitting down. I mean, I see them things at her shoulders. So that's the chair. I mean, I seen them earlier on when I was doing the stream earlier on, and I just thought it was a fixture of the wall. That's actually a chair she's sitting on. I thought she was standing up. I really did. She's actually sitting down. Wow.
People definitely would come to me as well about hauntings in their homes, that they were experiencing stuff like how I grew up. So people would come to me for guidance for stuff like that too. And those were very heavy, like creepy kind of sessions. But that was the scariest thing I've ever experienced.
Yeah, you talked about these spirits not being actually like dead relatives, but being demons. And I think that's a good example of what you're talking about. Because when the spirit...
Completely agree. Not dead relatives, demons. So not dead at all, just in a different realm.
Took over. The spirit completely took over. That's what happens. When the eyes go completely black, the spirit has taken over the body. And what did the spirit say? The spirit said, keep talking about my mom. Like the spirit doesn't have a mom. It's not actually the mom of the person. It's a facade. It's a deception. So whoever that spirit that was communicating with you was, I'm pretty convinced that from this experience, it shows that definitely it was not the person's mom, but it was something else, potentially with a similar nature as the spirit that was talking to you from inside of her. You told me about another experience that you had that was definitely not as spooky.
Thought she was sitting on the chunty. Thought she was sitting on the lavy pan. I like it.
Spooky as this one, but it was another one where it confirmed that actually you were hearing things from spirits and accurate information. There's a few ladies that came to you and they learned about it only afterwards. Do you remember that story that you told me?
Yes. So this is just an example of like my readings, my regular readings that I was doing. So I had 3 ladies come to me, and they were, looking to talk to their past relatives. They were older women, so I was talking mostly about their parents and stuff.
Like, say, guys, sorry, I'm not putting any much input into it. I'm trying, because I started an hour late and it's 1:15 for me now. I'm trying to get to the movie side of things on Rumble. You know what I mean? So I'm not being like putting a lot of info on it for intentionally.
He passed away. But basically, the whole session, there was a man there, and he was very angry, and he was a young man. So I kept asking him,
Be there putting on the wall. One's a light, one's a be there.
do you know a guy who passed away? He's very angry. And I said, I'm sorry, but I think he's unalived himself. And they couldn't remember. None of them connected.
It's so horrible we have to say that stupid word, unalived. So stupid. And we have to say it because YouTube admin, idiots.
To it. None of the ladies. And I said, look, maybe it's someone you knew when you were young and you're just forgetting about this person, like an old friend or something, because that happens. So I told them, please keep in mind this man that's coming through, and he has a very dark energy, and I'm sorry, like, I don't want to scare you guys, but this guy is here. I received an email from them after as well, and she told me when we left the session, I had found out it was like one of her relatives had just unalived himself, and she had only found out after she had got home. So he had maybe done it like right before the session or during. It was within hours. So I believe that demons really, they know these things. They can manipulate any situation. They know what's going on outside of you. They know, they're very smart. They're very smart. That's what I've learned. And they're very smart about Jesus also. And they're very manipulative. So that's something that I've learned to pray against, because, especially through technology today, for example, you can have all kinds of manipulation. So, yeah.
Well, let's talk about Jesus, because you mentioned him.
Yeah,
this whole time you were calling yourself a Christian.
Let's talk about Jesus because you mentioned him. Good. I'm glad. It's meant to be a testimony.
But you were still doing mediumship. We talked about you communicating with these spirits. It would have spooked me, these experiences, but
would have spooked me. I mean, I can never say I've experienced a ghost type thing in my life. A lot of people have. I've never experienced. I mean, demons. Yeah, I know it, but I know it's demons though. But before I knew about demons fully and that, did I ever experience ghostly type thing? No, never. Yeah, no. Did you hear that, Dave? Yeah, thought so.
I don't know exactly what your thought process was during this whole time, but obviously you're not a medium anymore. You talk against it. What happened that made you want to stop?
Okay, so first off, I started to not enjoy.
That's a good question. Well, starting to not enjoy it is a good start, I suppose. I mean, because that's for a reason.
Like I used to. It started to become a chore. It was kind of stressful talking to people. And I just wasn't getting any better. My health was declining over the years. I wasn't getting any happier. I didn't feel fulfilled with any of these sessions anymore. So that's one thing that kind of put me off of it just in general.
Because you weren't fulfilled, because you weren't walking with the Lord at that point. Right? Knowing about Jesus, believing him, but not walking with him and living in sin, then it does, it severs, it doesn't sever the connection. It kind of puts a blockage there a bit, you know.
But then I thought to myself, you know, I saw a video online. I started getting a lot of Christian content online. And there was a video that I had seen of someone say, he said, look, a lot of people tell you they're Christian. And then I asked them, okay, well, do you believe in like the Christian Bible? Do you believe in Jesus Christ? Do you believe in the words of Jesus Christ? And they'll tell him, well, no, I don't really believe that part. And I don't believe that part. That's what I was like. I made up this version of Jesus that I felt like was who he was. And Jesus is.
And a lot of people do that. They make up their own version of Jesus and they say they believe in him, but they don't believe in the Jesus of the Bible. They believe in the Jesus that tickles their ears, that they like to, that's a Jesus that would approve of what they're doing. That's the Jesus they want. And that Jesus, I'm afraid, is not the right Jesus. That's a false Jesus, which would be a false God, which is a false idol. You know, not Jesus at all.
Written in the Bible, right? Like his own words. And I ignored all that. I was like, oh, Jesus is not that. He's whatever version I made up of him.
Sandro, but all right, Sandro, bless you, man. Nice one for popping in, dude. Sorry, it wasn't a little bit earlier. It was, you know why? Flats went longer tonight, so yeah, couldn't be helped, bro. Sorry about that, but bless you, man. See you tomorrow. It's Hustler and The Color of Money, which is two movies. They're Paul Newman, black and white one from late 50s, early 60s, I think it was. And then the sequel, Paul Newman and Tom Cruise in the 80s. Courtesy of Baza, he sent me a PayPal, so I'm hiring them off Prime tomorrow for tomorrow night. We did talk about him last week, so yeah, we've got to have a look at that. Cool. Let's carry on. That's tomorrow night's movies, not tonight's. Well, tonight's movie.
And I knew that instantly when I saw that video. I thought, I need to find the real Jesus again. And I prayed out to him and I said, please, Jesus, like, show me the truth of who you actually are. And right away I heard read the Bible. And then I started seeing more influx of Christian content, just like online. And there was a Jordan Peterson video that I had seen once. And he was also talking about Christ a lot. He brought him up like in a historical sense of, you know, how important the stories of Jesus Christ is, how important just the understanding of it is in our history. And I was like fascinated by that. And then I started reading the Bible again. And I thought to myself, like, I was so ignorant and I was so horrible to like God. And I was so, I was angry at myself for a while because of this. I was sad. And I was like, oh, you know, I missed an opportunity to know Christ for this long. And I remember knowing him when I was a child, like that feeling of Christ. I could see him and I could feel him when I prayed. I could feel him like in my mind's eye the same way I can see in the mediumship. And now I realize that that's my gift, is being able to like feel and see Jesus. And to be able to be like an empath with people and understand people's feelings and where they come from and stuff. And all the sadness and things that I went through was so that I could possibly relate to people and understand people better. And I think I'm really good at like reading people because of that experience of reading people for so long. But now it's a whole different perspective. I just do everything for Jesus. I put Jesus in my heart. Jesus is first. Jesus died on the cross for our sins. And I respect that so much. Like I humbled myself so much, allowing him to tell me what to do and not me. Before I felt, I guess you could call it powerful in a way while doing these readings. I felt like I was empowering them and empowering myself. And it was all about me. And that's actually why I stopped. because I realized that. I said, this is not about that client anymore. It's not about God. And there was this light switch that turned on that I realized in that one moment. I was like, this is not godly.
Fair play.
I think your experience.
Fair play that she recognized that, and that could be the Holy Spirit. So good.
Is the experience of many, many, many people where they grow up kind of in the church. They grow up knowing about Jesus, knowing about the gospel, but somehow they never truly grasp it, and they make up their own version. And I think it made it very apparent when you listen to that Jordan Peterson thing that you didn't know anything about the Bible and you called yourself a Christian. Because if you had known anything about the Bible, it says to not do mediumship, to not contact the dead, to not do all these things. But you definitely, at least you didn't seem to be aware of that. Once you started reading scripture, once you started surrendering your life to Jesus, how did that kind of change everything else? So I'm talking about the mediumship aspect. I'm talking about the house, the hauntings. I'm talking about sleep paralysis, all these kind of dark things that you were involved in. How did that shift once you kind of actually dedicated your life to God?
So I started to get attacked really bad when I started realizing who God was, bringing the Bible. But then it cleared for a while. Whenever I get really in depth with Christ and I pray for protection, I have to pray daily for my health, for my well-being, for my thoughts, for my anxiety, for my depression. I pray daily now. If I don't, I fall right off. And I fall into this like darkness. I saw a quote the other day and it was like, Jesus.
She is talking about praying.
This is the way, the truth, and the life. Like he's our water, he's our air, we cannot survive without God. And for so long, I was trying to survive off of everything. I was so sick, so I was relying on doctors to fix me. I was so anxiety ridden that I was relying on psychiatrists to help me or medication to help me. None of these avenues or things were helping at all. I'm not saying don't take medication if you need it, but that's just my experience. These things were kind of making me worse and I was attacked. But whenever I pray to God, this stuff all clears, all the chaos, all the anxiety, the depression. So as long as I know if I focus on Christ, I don't have to worry about anything anymore. And that's my goal now. It's just pray. Pray. That's your protection. That's your spiritual protection. And humble yourself. I found that was very important for me personally. Because I was...
Prayer is important, which reminds me, again, I think I said earlier, for Jack's give me a link earlier in the comment section. After the stream, yesterday's stream, I think it was, well, it'll be the day before yesterday's now. And it was an interview. I can't remember who it was. I can't remember the channel. Anyway, but he gave me a link and it's somebody interviewing someone about does prayer work. It's about a 40-minute video and he liked it and suggested that I watch it. So I'll do it for the stream next week. You know what I mean? So I'll do it for a stream sometime next week. But prayer, as she says, is very important. Yeah, I mean, she hasn't mentioned prayer as much as she should have. Absolutely. But I'm not going to say it's a grift. I know KK thinks it is, but I'm not going to say it's a grift right now. I'm not judging that quickly.
I was trying to, I need this job. I need this. I need that.
She might just be quite green. She might just have some of the wrong ideas, some of the wrong doctrines. Don't know. She hasn't spoken much about that. But I'm not going to say it. I don't think it's a grift. But some people definitely are in the wrong type of Christianity, that's for sure, if you can call it that. Some people have funny ideas about relationships, their relationship with Christ, definitely. And where she's come from as well, being medium, there's sometimes there's residual that you bring with you, and it's a case of being renewed, be transformed by the renewing mind, learning new ways sometimes, And she did say humility as well. Humble yourself. She did say, I mean, that's yeah, humility is good as well. Absolutely, humility is important. But talking to God's important as well. Without a doubt. They're both important. But the last final thought just went. Can't remember. Can't remember. Straight out my head. Straight out my head. Well, she was used to it. She was used to it. She was a medium talking to the dead. So when she found out it was a demon, then she was used to it, wasn't she? Oh, okay. Whatever, KK. Whatever you say.
You need what Christ will give you when Christ gives it to you. Because if you get it earlier, it might corrupt you. If you get it earlier, it might ruin you and destroy you. So there's perfect timing, and I really respect that. I needed to humble myself, so that's what I did.
Amen. I think you're a very good example for a lot of people. And so that's why I'm very happy that you're willing to share your story. We talked about your journey, but we haven't really talked about your dad. How is your dad doing now?
So my dad is, like I said earlier, like such a good guy.
I just think she's a very ingrained Christian. She's not deep in the walk with Christ yet. That's what I think. I don't think it's not. I didn't have the fear of the Lord when I first became a Christian. I didn't have the fear of the Lord. I didn't realize how big God was at one point. It didn't stop me believing in who Christ is and believing in Christ as God. I didn't have the fear of the Lord at one point. I wouldn't have said I wasn't a Christian.
Anybody, he'll talk to anybody. I'll give you an example. When we were little, there was someone trying to cross the road.
Oh yeah, it's Daniel Osborne channel. Yeah, it's the Daniel Osborne channel. I like that one. Not that it's Daniel. He hasn't been on it for like, when was the last time we've seen him? That was like 3 of these ago, but it's still the Daniel Osborne one. You're telling me we don't need to agree. I'm just listening to a script. So you're telling me we don't need to agree, but I'm right. That's what you're saying, KK. That's what you're saying to me. We don't need to agree, but I'm right. That's what you're saying to me, basically. Fine.
And
Fine.
I live in a cold climate,
right.
so there's snow. Right. And there was a person in a wheelchair and they couldn't go across the street. My dad stopped all the traffic, got out of the car and walked the guy across the street in his wheelchair. My dad was just a good person. Like, I always remember him doing things for people. He would take the shirt off his back for me. It was just the alcohol that destroyed him, destroyed that side of him, that personality part of him. So he was an alcoholic for about 40 years. Very long time. He started drinking when he was about 6.
That's different, no, Joe Star. You're up the road. That's different. You're a jock.
16 years old. And
you're right even when you're wrong.
And at around the time, I think he was like 60 years old, he started calling me all the time, right? He would call me all the time anyways, but he would call me very drunk, getting into trouble, all these, not that my dad was causing it. He was just getting into situations that were like dangerous for him because of his alcoholism. You know, he was losing his apartment, stuff like that, like getting into trouble like that. And he would call me and I would say, you know what? When you want to go to rehab or whatever, let me know. And I'd like hang up the phone or he would hang up because he'd get mad at me. And one day, after about a year of doing this, he called me one day and said, okay, I'm ready. And I said, ready for what? And he's like, drive me to like the center. So at the time there was a detox center in my town. So I went to pick up my dad at a hotel because he had gotten like kicked out of his apartment or whatever. He was at rock bottom. And I don't think he really like wanted to. He just had no choice at that moment. So when I picked him up, he was really drunk and we drove him to a detox center. I brought him in. I actually knew a girl that worked there and she was super nice to me. I like communicated with her. I went to high school with her. So she let him in and they took care of him. He was in the facility for 10 days. This was a detox program for 10 full days. And that's a really severe case because they're not supposed to be in that long. So he was given really heavy sedative medication because alcohol is actually one of the most dangerous things to come off of. You can usually die of like seizures, especially 40 years of usage. So you have to go on like a really heavy medication, to transition you. So he stayed for 10 full days. He got out, came to live with me, and then he went to a rehab for 3 months. So currently he's sober. He's been sober for 4 years.
Wow.
And
That's it. That's it. If it's all true and above board, that's it, man. It's always good when someone gets sober of alcohol, drugs, anything. You know what I mean? I'd obviously prefer to do it with the Lord, but anytime someone gets sober, it's good. But it's a lot easier to stay sober with the Lord than without Him. I'll say that, without a doubt. I mean, that's really where I came from my Christianity. I mean, before I went to rehab, like I said, when I was 18, I say it to everybody, I dabbled with Christianity. I gave my life to the Lord, saying it, but not actually meaning it. But I didn't have a problem believing it and stuff like that. So when later in my 20s, when I went to rehab, that's when I actually did. That's when I actually did properly give my life. But yeah, I know through being in rehab and that it works. It works. The Lord works when coming off drugs. Obviously you've got to want to as well, but being in a situation where I had to depend on God, you know what I mean? It worked. It worked. Yes, I mean, yeah, I fell again after that. I mean, I was clean for a good while. I fell again after that, but it was always God I relied on. And if without God, I would never have been as clean as I am today. You know what I mean? As I am now. You know what I mean? And without some of the people in my family and Vicky and stuff like that as well. But without without God, I would have been nowhere drug wise. If I didn't have God, I might as well just be on drugs. You know what I mean? If I didn't have God, I might as well just say that. If I didn't have God, I might as well still be on drugs. You know what I mean? But it's good. It's good to be clean. Anybody, even if they haven't got the Lord, but I'd rather them have the Lord. You know? That's why I used to say to Luca as well, like, I'd rather you have Christ in your life than be a flat earther. Fine, flat earth would be cool. It'd be cool if you became a flat earther, but I'd rather you have Christ in your life first before even thinking about anything to do with flat earth. You know what I mean? But, you know, he is what he is, and he's not getting back here, that's for sure.
an amazing story. Like, I'm so proud of my dad. He's, like
exactly.
I said,
Those days you got to want to do it. You got to want to do it. Or even if God's not going to force you. That's what I'm saying. Even with God, even if you do it with God in your life, you're not going to do it, and God's not going to make you do it if you don't want to do it. You know what I mean? Absolutely, definitely. You need to want to do it first.
an amazing
Because God's not going to do it for you. Yes, He'll help you through it. But He's not going to do it for you, is He? He's not going to make you do it. Whether you believe in God or not, you have to want to do it for yourself. Absolutely.
person, and now he can really shine and be who he's meant to be. And he's like, he prays every day and calls me.
No.
Gives me scripture.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it on my own. No way. It's only with the help of God I could do it.
And reads from the Bible, and he's so faithful, and I'm so thankful that I essentially through God, it's God who's doing all of this, and he's happy and healthy so far, so he's doing really well.
That's awesome. I love that part of your story, particularly because of the decision you made when you were 13. You chose to live mainly because you knew that if you went, your dad would suffer, would have a lot of trouble. And so you essentially stayed, seemed like, for your dad for the most part. And now it took a long time, but eventually, you were able to be kind of a catalyst for him to change. And your relationship with God is good now. His relationship with God is probably, I would assume, a lot better. So I really love that.
We've got about 5 minutes left, guys. 5 minutes left, and I'll play out this song. And then we'll go to the movies over in Rumble. There's only 10 people in, though. Now, I mean, it was 20 at one point. Everybody's pissed off. Oh, well. One of them. We'll be watching the movies with a couple of people tonight.
That part of the story, I think it's really cool. And to
It
finish
is
off,
late though.
I always like to ask people, because I think everyone has lived through different situations. Everyone has life advice that it would be valuable for others to listen to. When it comes to you, you were dabbling in, well, not dabbling, you were a medium. You were calling yourself a Christian. You have an interesting kind of dynamic of life. If you could give advice to a younger person, maybe someone that's in a situation that you were in, doing mediumship or calling themselves a Christian and not really living out the life, anything like that that comes to mind, what would you say to them?
Some of the advice I would offer is to read the Bible. A lot of people, like I said earlier, say Jesus Christ did this or he was like this. It's very specific of who Jesus Christ exactly is in the New Testament. There are eyewitnesses, there are direct quotes from Jesus Christ. So if you want to get to know Jesus, read about him. He's there. He's there for you to get to know who he actually is. It's very important not to twist, because that's what the devil will do. He'll twist who Jesus is. So the most accurate information you're going to get about Jesus is from the Bible. That's the most important thing. But I also really like the scripture.
Yeah, that's probably why Vlad and think you've got live streams as well. But I mean, I'm an hour later than I was meant to be on anyway, because flats went over tonight. So, I mean, I was only at 90. I don't even know if it's worth carrying on, to be honest.
Come all who are weak and weary, and I will give you rest.
But, nah,
so people who are struggling like I was, Jesus is the one that will give you that comfort, that safety, that sense of peace in your life that you're looking for. And you know, if you're down on your luck and sad and depressed all the time, give your life to someone who wants it, which is Jesus. Don't give up on yourself, because like he wants you so bad. He wants you in his life. I think that's really important to say. And as for the mediumship part, a lot of people are really into that because it makes them feel part of something. It makes them feel like they're special, I think.
But it's not. It's demonic. Without doubt, it's demonic.
Because that's what I felt like. It was like a gift from God. But your gift from God is maybe a little bit different than that. And Satan is possibly leading you down a path of a gift from Satan. Right? There's a very big difference. There's a line in the sand, and you have to figure out which line you're going to be on, God's side or the other side. And it's your choice to be on either side. But I'm telling you, if you put your full faith in Jesus, I mean, everything will be for the better. So I just think that side of myself, like who I was, that part of me, it was a naivety. It was a sense of being lost. Because I was always searching for Jesus, but I didn't know that. I wish I had stopped and just listened to him, listened to what he wanted, not what I wanted. So this sense of selfishness that was there, that I could do it on my own. I could create things on my own, you know, witchcraft and things that I was also doing as well. It just, I was not on the side that I wanted to be on. So it's just, you pick your side, honestly. And Jesus.
No, I didn't, Frank. No, I didn't. I can't remember anyone saying anything about so-called Helix. I'll check it at some point.
Jesus is, he'll forgive anybody. So if you think you're going too far, you're not. I think that's a very important message too. But that's pretty much all I have to say. And I just really hope anybody can connect, you know, to the stories that I have, because it's there's so many different.
There's no point in even playing her, is there? Away from studio, yeah. All right, we'll finish it there. I'll go over to Rumble side. I'll play out with our Harry Mark song now. No point in playing her. Nobody's interested in it. Right, let's carry on. Where is it? Yeah.
Like, I'm a freestyle rapper. Could I do a freestyle for you guys?
Go for it.
Okay, but the one thing I do need is words. So if each of you can give me like a random word.
Indian.
Indian? That's dope. Are you from India? Yeah. Okay, beautiful. What part of India are you from?
South, Kerala. South.
All right, Kerala in the south.
Desi.
And what does that mean exactly?
People from India, basically.
People from India are Desi. So we're gonna cover India, Desi,
Malu.
Malu.
So we speak the language Malayalam.
Okay.
So short for that is Malu.
Malu. Those are people that speak your language.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so we got India, we got Desi, which is people from India. We got Malu, which is slang for people from India who speak your language. Give me something completely unrelated to India, like cloud or
Beef,
expedite. Beef?
Yeah.
As in the meat of a cow.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, there's the four. India, Desi, Malu, and beef. Y'all ready? Yeah. Let's get it. Yo. Okay. Yeah. H-Mac coming through with the true flow. When I rhyme, I'm a boss like Hugo. Break it down, I'ma read it off the t-shirt. They said rap was dead, so this here is the rebirth. I'ma be heard. Y'all know I get it lava. Smooth like the footage from your stabilizer. H-Mac, I'm on it. You know I'm about to scorch, son. Shout my homie rockin' the camo Air Force Ones. Yeah, I'ma break it down, making boss moves. Damn, y'all are looking comfy in the soft shoes. I don't ever take a loss when I'm in it, cause the way I spit over these tracks is too infinite. Yeah, these lyrics that I'm cooking up, they might just injure you.
Yeah, I will check it now. You've reminded me. I think I do remember now. I wasn't too sure by the name, but I think I remember you saying something. So yeah, I'll check it. I will check it.
Not just in Paris, all the way out there in India. Yeah, y'all know that I spit it lethal. Much love going out to all the Desi people. Yeah, I break it down for y'all. You know that my style's true. Speaking different languages when I rhyme like Malu. Yeah, I'ma drop the slang. Anytime I'm in the session, they know Harry Mack gon' do his thing. I'm kicking freestyles to find that relief. I got love for other people. I ain't known for the beef. Every time I rhyme, I be speaking it loud. He said beef. I said beef like the meat of a cow. Yeah, I don't have beef with any MC. Cause I'm not the type for jealousy nor the envy. Yeah, every time I'm spitting off the top, I be slamming. I drop the anthem, shout my homie in the back with the cannon. Yeah, he holds the camera up, and it's pure love. He be bumping beats in the earbuds. Yeah, and you know I got a vivid style. You don't need the earbuds in, it's Max spitting now. Hey yo, we pose it out on cue. When I be rhyming, I'm delivering them strong moves. Y'all know I'm representing for the art. I ain't got no beef, cause I bring love from the heart. If they didn't know, they about to know soon. Other rappers in the game going pop like balloons. Can another artist do it like me? It's unlikely. Shout to my homie who came to sightsee in the Nike. I'ma break it down, they filming on their phone. When Mac is spitting, they know that he's really in the zone. I'm doing it better, and I'm known for all this rap shit. You got the iPhone, he got the tablet. All devices combined and it's priceless. Every time I rhyme, I be spitting with the niceness. Come a little closer, I'm the best, my God. There be data in my brain like an SD card. Yeah, it's H-Mac, I came to rock the theater. He brought the tablet with the SD card reader. H-Mac, I'm next level. Y'all know they hearing the kid. My brain holds more than 32 gigs, more than 64. Matter of fact, they wonder, does Harry write? My brain holds more than 1,000 terabytes. I'm on another level. I leave you scarred live. This is a real brain. It's not a freaking hard drive. Doing it better, spitting it clever, coming right over the tip of this. The way I do my rhymes for the fans, too ridiculous. Grabbing words from all who surround. Anytime I'm in the session, they know real love will surround. Yeah, and these other rappers might go sour when they hear the way I rock next to the Eiffel Tower. Every time I spit, I be running my campaign. We celebrating, shout to homie popping the champagne. Y'all know I'm a teacher much more about the way we cop the bottle, then we pulling the cork out. Every time I spit, they know it's clever fresh. My man be looking fly with the champagne and the sweater vest. I break it down with anything that I see. If it's in my visual field, it enters the free. Other rappers can't touch it when I flame this. Yeah, Harry Mack is bloody famous. Next level, they know me across the planet. My lyrics gigantic. Other MCs, I'm making them panic. They running too frantic. Y'all know I do it off the top when I snap. Unlike what's on the ground, no cap. 1664 on to the Heineken. People gather round when I spit. I'm a rhyme for them. Doing something different, I'll be forming a crowd. I be speaking high decibels, was born to get loud. Yeah, other rappers had it before, but I'ma go next. Cause when I rhyme, I be shining like your Rolex. Other rappers couldn't tell me no. I be in the video, they filmed in selfie mode. I be pressing the threat, they be placing their bets. Like what you got over your face, shoot nothing nothing but net. H-Mac, I be swift, I'm dying not. Like what's around your neck, I'ma tie the knot. I married the game, see Harry's insane each time I do this. In a meditative state, something like a Buddhist. I came through the rock, lyrics clever and coy. If y'all are down with the freestyle, make some noise. Let's go.
There we go. There we go. Right, bless guys. It's only 5 people. Yeah. Is anybody going to vote Rumble? No, nobody in Rumble either. So there's will be nobody for joining us in Rumble. But the Rumble link there's guys. If anybody wants to come over, go to start the chosen and do the movie Carlito's way. If you're not joining us, thanks for joining us on YouTube side. Bless yous. And if I don't see you over there, I'll see you tomorrow maybe. Here's the sunset's free. It's free. Indeed. Ta-da.